Hello, and welcome to another video. So in today's video, I am going to do my at-home preschool tour. I want to start off by saying, if you're not doing like preschool, you're not doing daycare, kindergarten, at-home kindergarten, and you're just doing this for your children, this setup will work perfectly fine. It is the setup that my daughter and I are currently using. So without further ado, let's get started. And let me tell you, before we get started, I haven't cleaned anything up specifically for this video. Everything is how it will be. So if you see a little extra paper on the floor, girl, it is what it is. So let's get started. When you walk into the door, here's my little parent board. And remember, I'm doing this in preparation to have other children come with us. So here's my parent board. Here will be all the announcements. And when you go down the list, there's the fire plan and all that kind of stuff. On this wall would be anything that the state requires me to have. I'm going to cover up my information. So your inspections or anything like that and your permit, all that kind of good stuff will be on this wall, and then you can use the door above as well. So here is my behavior chart. I like to use it, and for right now, Kennedy's name is the only name that's on there, but the little Velcro dot's on there, and then her name is on there. And I would, of course, have to put a Velcro dot for each little space, you know, to move it up. But for right now, she's just staying on green. And I might change the system. It just depends. I'm going to see how well it works for us now. And right here is also our schedule. So I have an outdoor schedule. You don't know by now, I live in Texas. Texas during the summertime, we really can't go outside that often. Sometimes the heat index is like 110, 108. It's too hot for the children to go outside for extended periods of time. I live in an apartment, and I do have a pretty spacious balcony that has like things they can play out there, chalks. I'm going to set up a new sensory bin because my old sand thing was a little dirty. So I'm going to redo that. But there is room for them to go outside, and then we can go outside right here to like ride bikes and scooters and things like that. So here's the schedule, the outdoor schedule, which means like directly outside, you know. Here is my indoor schedule, which still incorporates my patio time being, which we consider my outdoor, my patio time being like time for them to go outside. So even though it's an indoor day, they still have outdoor time. And then here's my trip and park schedule. And this is just a schedule that I created. Kennedy and I do go by this schedule very loosely. And the children and I will go by the schedule very loosely too. It's just a basis for what we should be doing at any point in the day. So then you come over here, and here is my little craft area, but also this is the children's quiet center. And then circle time. So we could do circle time here, even though for now I'm doing circle time on the other side of the room, and I'll show you it. But we could like sit here and, you know, sing songs and do games and all that kind of stuff. So here's morning work, and this is just if the kids come in at like 6 o'clock or something like that. They're just little worksheets that have been laminated so they can dry erase. Nothing that I have to print off, you know, more than once. And there's a bunch of things in here. Okay. There's lots of sheets in there. So there's the morning work, and all of these little things are available on my website, and you can take them off, change around. They're available to print out on my website. Here is my coloring sheets, coloring books for right now. I just have this coloring book inside, which I hope it's not all colored up. No, it's not all colored up. So we have this coloring book inside right now, and I haven't printed off any other coloring sheets. Here are the puzzles. These puzzles I actually got from Facebook Marketplace. Some of them are Melissa and Doug puzzles, like they're very nice quality puzzles, the wooden ones. And then I have some of the regular puzzles back here as well. And then I have this really big one that you use like the little magnetic pencil to like, let me see, that you like move things around. See, okay. It's kind of complicated to do sideways, but here it is. And then moving over is the reading center. These are all books that belong to us in our like personal library that Kennedy brought in from her room. So there's just little books there. Here it's Kennedy's interactive binder. You've probably seen one of these before, and the other children will be able to use this as well. I'll probably make them one specific to, you know, the things that they can do. This is her interactive binder. So the next thing here is just a really big word book. I couldn't fit this in my other shelf. That's why it's here. And then this is also one of my favorite things to do, like one of my favorite activities to do, which I'll tell you guys a little bit more about it later. All right, so here is the TV, which can be seen from where Kennedy is sitting. And then here's my little teacher's cart. Now, I use this system. I chose this system because I actually wanted to put all of the stuff of my centers on there. I wanted to keep all of the stuff for the kids and then all of the stuff that I need. So really quickly, I'll just go through them. 1 through 4 is going to be the children that I will have in my care. Kennedy's thing is number 1. It just has her journal in it and any other craft, like the stuff that she has been working on, you see? And then it also has, and each of the children will get one of these. My name is, and all the letters for her name is in this bag. And then I just put them on there. You know, she can just put it in place with the Velcros. It's, here is a name tag for her writing her name with the dry erase board, so this can actually erase. We haven't started working on this yet, which is I'm working towards, and it has a little rewards. I showed you guys how I made this completely, so there's that. So like I said, each child will have one of these, and yeah, there's that. So that's 1 through 4. And then all of the other little things for like centers, like extra activities. I haven't gotten around to making the labels for these, but these will have labels. They literally just came in today. They'll have labels, and then she'll get to take one out at a time. So here are all of those. And then all of these are just extra folders and things like that. Language arts, math, things to laminate, because sometimes I'll print out a bunch of stuff at once that needs to be laminated. The things that I need to cut, it looks like I actually have things in here. These are to make little cards for circle time and things like that. Assessments for Kennedy, and the other kids, of course. Menus, so lunch menus and things like that. And these are forms that I need to make copies of for the parents and for myself. And then she's currently doing the little tracing one. So this actually goes in here as well. So the next thing I have, oh, you can see this. The next thing I have is our little shoe thing. We don't wear shoes inside the home. Here is the math counters. You guys know what these look like. They're little math counters, math manipulative to use for activities. Here are foam letters. I actually got these from foam magnetic letters. I got these from Facebook Marketplace as well for a really good deal. All of these little things, you can find these on my website, and I do have more to come. You can use these for many different things. You could play like a bingo, you could do memory match. They're cute and they're fun. So there's that. This little thing right here, the little container that I kept them in, they actually came in a set of, I believe, 6 from the craft store. What craft store? Hobby Lobby. Yes, they came from Hobby Lobby. So I have this one as well. I really, really like this activity. Like I said, I made this. You can find it on my website for $2, I believe, $2 or $3. None of the children's activities will be above $10. You can get all this stuff in a bundle for $10, actually. So here's the little jars. Like I said, those are there. Another little kind of steps activity, which you guys have probably seen these already. All those things are there. Little ice cream cones. I'm sorry. So here are the little ice cream cone letters. Leave those things there. And then I have colored pencils. Like I said, I try to label as many things as possible. That way when I tell her, hey, go get scissors, go get glue or something like that, she knows. So here's this, and then there's crayons. And I tried to keep it very minimalistic, putting everything just really the basic things, not getting too many things. I had this from when I first had my daycare, so it's like a little stacking tool for when Kennedy was younger. And then these are just some letters that we were working on. All right, so the next thing that I have here is like some little letters and things like that I cut out from, like, I don't know, I made them and then I just cut them out. So here are all the letters to her name. As I said before, when I get more children, I'll put the letters to their name as well, and they can like cut and paste it and do things in their journal with these items. These little trays are craft trays. I got them from Dollar Tree. This has grown to be one of my favorite things ever. I'll talk about this game a little bit more, but it's our board game. The little lacing activities, paint, all of the books that we use, and I'll talk about those later. This is the dry erase board, so I have enough for everyone there. Blocks, and then down here, it's like a little, it's supposed to be the bead thing, but right now it has those things in it, so I need to separate those things out. Here are the rest of the blocks. For some reason, we couldn't fit them back into the bin when we're done with them, but there they are. This little thing right here is actually markers that came with this table, so they could write on the table. the snacks there, the cookie jar, the snacks there. And then these things actually belong on the table as well. So I separated everything by color. Like this doesn't belong here, right? Because it doesn't have the purple thing in it, purple sticker on it. And that's exactly why I did it, so that I'll know which one goes to which, like what's missing something. I did the same thing to the glues. I found these little things at Dollar Tree. If you want them, I will go and get them now before everyone comes out shopping for school stuff. These are little pencil cases, which I'm probably gonna take these things out of here and use this as for something else, but she can, and the pencil sharpener is over there. So she can sharpen the pencils, they can sharpen the pencils. Same thing with this one. This is just a little activity kit, and I have 2 of them with the exact same supplies inside. Some Play-Doh that I got from Ross, and a little kit that I got from Dollar Tree, magnifying glass. It's just a cute little kit, just something, like a little activity you can put together. And one of the things I would highly suggest as well to get things that you can create activities with, and you don't always have to go out to buy something new. So you can like find a magnifying glass activity, find a Play-Doh activity, and things of that nature. Speaking of Play-Doh activity, let me show you. So we have the Play-Doh, so you can do like just free play with the Play-Doh, but we also have inside of the Play-Doh bin little cards that you can use to make like Play-Doh crafts, okay? And then I would suggest, like I said, there's some stuff in here that I need to separate out, like getting little cutouts and things like that, so that they can do free play with the Play-Doh, but they can also make things with the Play-Doh. While I'm down here, let me show you some of the things that's inside of our paint bin. Everything in here came from the Dollar Tree, including the paint. So here's the little paint separators, and all of these little paints came from the Dollar Tree, and all of these brushes came from Dollar Tree as well. So I found that they were actually the best place to get the brushes as far as the price is concerned, because they mess them up and all that kind of stuff. It's just so here I have the map, and I am going to do activity with the map, just doing like things for each state. Like I said, you can go and find activities for the items that you have, so that's why this is here. This can't fit in our other little thing over there. That's why it's up here. And then this is the extension of our circle time stuff, which I'll talk about a little later. And as you can see, the pretend play area, which is Kennedy's favorite spot and actually my favorite spot as well. I bought all of the food that is inside of here. So there's like, it was really bothering me at first because I felt like there was not enough food. I tried Ross, I tried looking on Facebook Marketplace. I couldn't find enough food, so I went ahead and bought the things from Amazon. I'll link the sets that I bought from Amazon because I actually really like them. And then here's the nap cots. Mentioned all that stuff in the other video. You can definitely use the foldable cots, but I like the color of these, and they roll. So this whole thing can roll out of there, which is very nice. Here is our circle time area. So I do circle time like this, standing up, and then I'll have her bring her chair over here, and then we'll do circle time like this. I bought this pointer from Temu, and it does get a little longer. So here we do the circle time. At first I didn't have all these listed out, and then I realized it's easier to learn the days of the week when you can see them like this. So I did a whole calendar. This whole calendar set, aside from the actual calendar itself, is available on my website. You'll have to make your own calendar like after you cut it out, which is better so that you can like change your fonts or just make sure everything can fit, because as you can see, they are kind of tight on here. All right, so all those things are available. These little things right here, I got them from Dollar Tree. They're always available at Dollar Tree, so I will go check that out. And then here, like I said, is an extension of our circle time wall. We'll get into like the stuff that we're learning a little bit. These are all our sight words that I would like for us to learn. So like I said, this was an extension of our circle time. So here are some books that I've checked out from the library. I'm going to keep them up here. I've started reading her a book in the morning with her breakfast. That way it just gets my day started with her and gets her day started with me, okay? And then here's the extension of the circle time. Like this is the rest of the items. So each week I'll change out like the letters and the numbers and things like that. And then the rest of the months. So the way I have it right now, the months, we have of course, July, which was last month, August, which is this month, and then September, which is next month, just to see it at a glance. But I can't keep all of them up there. So let's sit down and I'm gonna have a little chit chat with you about some of the other tools that I have. So I'm not even sure if I mentioned, but this little smock I got from a uniform store. I like wearing this like for the daycare. I don't necessarily wear it when it's just me and Kenny, but I put it on for the sake of this video. To wear something like this, that way you're not concerned about your attire so much. If it's getting dirty, if it's not, whatever. I used to wear a scrub shirt and then wear this over the top, but I'm gonna throw on this, and I wanted to show you it. So you can put like perhaps your cell phone or maybe something that you just want on your person inside of these little things. Like I said, I got this from a uniform store here. So uniform out of the way. We're not worrying about our uniform every morning, especially if you're taking children 5 and 6 o'clock in the morning. Girl, who wants to worry about all that? Not me. So another thing, some of the stuff that I've been working on with Kennedy, and like I said, I'm taking a very small group of children, as you can see, about four kids. With that being said, and my table only seats 6, but I'm not going to take 6. I'm probably going to end up just taking 4, honestly. One, because I changed my status. So remember I told you can be listed, you can be registered, you can be licensed. I walked you guys through the registration process, which is also the licensing process, like the license process as well. My children are both here and they're both doing a lot, okay? They're both like up and doing a lot. So yes, I wanted to say that you don't have to spend a lot of money. I'm going to show you what I'm doing right now for Kennedy and I. This might not fit your needs, but I'm just showing you an idea. I did not have to spend a ton of money. I would say if you set a budget for a lot, like you don't have to have all this stuff. You can do little printouts. You can start slow. You don't have to. We actually set time to the side so that we could, like my husband picked up another job during the summertime so we could pay for all of these things. So if you don't have the budget for that, that's okay. It doesn't mean that you can't get some of this other stuff. Workbooks and things like that, these little blocks, I showed you guys the Temu stuff. Those things were very inexpensive. So you can do, if you had just $100, you can do this. Of course, the more money that you have to spend on it, the more you can pick a little bit more stuff. But even with all that being said, the things that I spent the most money on was the nap cots because I wanted them in a certain color, the table because I wanted a certain table. Those were the only 2 big items that I spent a lot of money on. I went over all of that in the other video. I would say search Facebook Marketplace, because the kitchen set actually came from there, and it's, like I said, one of my favorite things. So let's go into just kind of how I set the morning up. And I'm not gonna go totally in detail, but I just want to give you an idea, especially if you're trying to get started. I ordered some workbooks. This is the workbook that we're using right now, and as you can see, there are different workbooks. So what I would do is I would wake up early, or just like on Sunday plan at least the 3 days. Currently, we're only doing 3 days of schooling, but if you choose to do something different, then you can do something different, okay? So here's also a little checklist, and I have the copy of this so that I can make copies for each child, just saying like, hey, 1, 2, and 3. What are the 3 independent activities that this child is going to be able to do for the day? I do not consider circle time independent. Obviously, I'm working with them. Any activity that I do with them, anything that I have planned, I wouldn't put it on here. These are just the independent activities. So you'll know to put them all inside of their little thing to do. That's why I made these. I mentioned this one earlier to you. This is one of my favorite little things. So this could be a complete independent activity each day for the child. And this is just like a dry erase. There's some dry erase skills. Very nice. Like I said, it's not you printing stuff off every day. These things are already put together. This is very nice. I showed you guys some of the things that was in my morning bin. It takes a lot of time initially to put all the things together, but once you have them all together and you're just able to, put them, give them to the children and assign things accordingly, it makes the day so much easier. This is a little folder that I have. I showed you guys these folders. I actually picked them up from HEB. And here is some morning work that I'm going over with Kennedy, which is just her alphabet. And then you can do the sounds, and you can add any other thing that you would like inside of here as well. So these, I believe these are available on my website. So this is just some extra work, just so we're learning like letter sounds, right? Because that's important. I would just don't, especially if you're homeschooling younger children and you just have younger children in your care and you're schooling them, Kennedy is not going to go to public school at all. So I'm taking it very slow and really grasping how she learns and grasping this whole environment. It's different. And my idea of childcare might be very different from your idea of childcare. My idea of childcare was incorporating other children, notice on a very small scale. Even if I were licensed, I would only take a very small amount of children because I want to give them very personalized care. I want to be able to take them on field trips. I want to be able to take them to the park. I want to be able to, take them doing like life things, let's make stuff in the kitchen. Let's do our work. And I can't work with so many children independently. So if you're a homeschooling, like I said, just take it slow. See how your child learns. Really assess their needs. Like, are they behind on something? Did they not learn something in the grades? Maybe they're like in the first grade and they didn't learn the things that you think they should learn in kindergarten. You have the opportunity to go over all those things. So this is just the system, like I said, that I have in place. These little rings are another thing. I put the alphabet on these little ring cards. These rings came in, I believe, a pack of 8 from Dollar Tree. Poke the hole in, just print this out, laminate it, poke the hole in it, and here's a whole activity where we can do letter sounds, and then we can say like zebra or what else starts with Z, like we can do little activities. So there's that. And I showed you guys these also can be used during circle time to keep the kids engaged. Or let's say our letter of the week is F. She can learn how to write F on here. So she has a dry erase marker and then she can write it out. Very inexpensive, and like I said, you can use the same thing all year long. You don't have to keep going out and buying things new. These workbooks were pretty inexpensive. This one, which is the Bible lessons one, we haven't quite started working on it yet. I did go ahead and do my first activity. So going through and gathering your materials, this is just construction paper, and then here's the activity. So it's doable. That's what I would say. It's doable. Just incorporate it into your day slowly. I would definitely say start out by making some sort of routine based on your life right now and slowly start working towards that routine. Like I showed you guys, I have a routine there on the wall, like a schedule that we follow. And I know at 9 o'clock in the morning, schooling starts. By 10 o'clock, we should be done circle time. By 11 o'clock, 11:30, she should be like making her lunch, and by 12 o'clock nap time, you know what I mean? So fix your schedule however you would like it. I just wanted to show you guys the overview because everything's done. I do not have any plans to buy anything else major. Like I said, I wanted to continue to work on like the sensory bins and things like that, but I'm not buying anything else. Like, this is it, okay? This is it. So as always, if you have a question, ask a question, and I'll see you in the next video.